Getting pretty close to the release of Black Myth Wukong. I was watching a video the other day. Looked like a compilation of boss battles. Some of them could be like sub-bosses or just big enemies. I'm not sure, but it looked fun. This game looks fun. I'm kind of excited to play it. And I'm not the only one. Not that long ago, the game shot to the top of the Steam wishlist charts. Despite this strange smear campaign that a lot of these journalists are doing, especially IGN. They've really went after this game pretty hard, actually, trying to accuse the developer of sexism and misogyny. And their evidence is kind of bogus. There's claims that they have translated these wrong here. This is a developer on the game. And they've been going after this pretty hard, trying to say that this is what he was saying, though there's questions on that now, that these might be bad translations. That's a thing that's been going on for a while. So despite their attacks on the game, it still went to the top of the Steam charts. This was back on June 19th, and now it's done it again with a benchmark tool. So they released a benchmark tool, which basically, it's not the game. It's a separate thing, but you can play with the settings, and what it does, if you don't know what this is, it basically allows you to get your settings right. So if you're playing on PC, you can find the right way to run this game for you. I played around with it, was able to get it so that I have a solid 70 frames per second experience, which is what I care about the most. I care more about the performance of the game than how it looks. And it still looks great, actually, despite, like lowering some settings. It still looked pretty damn good. I'm very excited for this game. I think this game looks like a great time. I'm kind of pumped to play it. And I'm not the only one. The benchmark tool, which is separate from the actual game, I want you to understand that. This isn't something in the game like you download the game and you only have access to this. This is a separate thing that was made for you to play around with and figure out how you want the game to run. And that reached 85,000 concurrent peak players, despite the smear campaign that has been pushed on this game. And I think that that's pretty cool. They show it here. We got the Steam chart numbers, and they had an all-time peak of 85,000. Right now, at this point in time, at least, when they showed it, it was at almost 3,000 players at that moment in time. And if we check it right now, it's even higher. 13,000 people are playing it right now with a 24-hour peak of 14,000. And it's funny, this isn't people playing. This is just people watching the game. It's like literally a video. Like it's just you're walking through this river and you see some enemies walking around. There's nothing wild going on, but it kind of shows some excitement. I'm thinking that this could be a contender for Game of the Year based on what's going on with it. Like right now, it's at the top of the most wishlisted upcoming Steam games. Like that's pretty impressive. If this game is actually good, because I don't know if it's good or not. I just like what I see for it, right? But if this game is actually good, you could have a Game of the Year contender right here. And I wonder how that will go if people start calling for this game to win awards. Because it's pretty clear that this game is going to get hated. IGN is going to probably give the game... Here's what I predict. The reviews will come out for this game, and you're going to see something similar to Stellar Blade. You're going to see them going after this game and attacking the studio. They will probably put blurbs in there like they did with Stellar Blade and say, listen, there's this kind of controversy surrounding this game. We just wanted you to know. I think you're going to see that with this. I really think they're going to attack it. We won't know until the game drops, but this is pretty impressive, or at least I was impressed by it. That's a lot of people just checking out a toolkit. I'm sure old Rebecca Valentine over at IGN, the woman who first levied all these accusations at the developer, is probably having a little bit of a meltdown that people don't really give a shit that she thinks the developer is sexist. They have no power anymore, and they get a little frustrated. So we'll see how far they go with this. Now, they've been kind of quiet about the game for a while because I think some of them are smartening up and starting to realize every time they go after a game, it explodes in popularity. We saw it with Hogwarts Legacy. We saw it with Stellar Blade, and now we're seeing it with this. So when they go hard on a game and try to destroy it, it backfires big time and usually pushes the game into a higher stratosphere that I don't know if it would have reached without because they're so unlikable. And people are so tired of this, istophobic shit being thrown around. The words are so meaningless now that it's almost a compliment. So when they go after this developer and try to smear them, I think people say, well, okay, well, I'll check their game out. People are sick of them. Capcom, I'm really curious to how that Dead Rising remaster performs. Check out that video I did the other day on that. Like, they've been bowing to these people, and now their bottom line is getting affected. So, I'm looking forward to the day when people finally realize that these clowns, particularly companies, realize that these clowns aren't worth following and that all you're doing is damage to your stuff by listening to them, giving in to their demands. It hurts you more than it helps, that's for sure, especially in gaming. Gaming's a little bit different than movies and TV shows because I really do feel like the community of gamers are more tuned in to this kind of shit, whereas I do think Hollywood particularly is filled up more with normies, people that, just really don't pay attention to a lot of this shit, whereas gamers do. And I think that these kinds of controversies, it's not as effective as it is with media. So we'll see what happens. I do think this game, at least in its first week, is going to do big numbers. And then the quality of the game will actually matter after that. And I'm not saying it doesn't matter now. I'm just saying, we don't know if this is a good game or not yet. Word of mouth will come real fast. People will watch streamers and make up their mind. And if the game is a genuinely good game, I think you see this game rise up and probably become a big contender. I believe it's on PC and PS5, no Xbox. Probably because Xbox couldn't get them to put it for free on their Game Pass. Nobody wants to be on Xbox unless they're on Game Pass anymore. That's on Xbox. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this. Are you excited for this game? Are you going to pick this game up? What are your thoughts on it? Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.